Welcome all for this laboratory experiment on Excel. Okay, first we will see how to open an Excel document in your computer. Do a right click, go to new, and here you are having Excel. It is one way. Go to start menu and go to E, and here you are having Excel. This is another way by which you can create an Excel document. Okay. Now I have opened an Excel document. Now your Excel is having rows and columns. These are your columns A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I. These are your columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 represent your rows. Okay, up to V it is having column, and again rows up to 24. Now we are in page number 1 or sheet number 1. Okay, this is an Excel book where we are in sheet number 1. Again, if you want to create another sheet, click the plus. You can see that sheet 2 is created. Similarly, by using this option you can create n number of sheet. Okay, now I am in sheet 2. Now I am in sheet 3. Okay, by this way I can move between the sheet. Each sheet will have rows and columns. Okay, each sheet will have rows and column. First let us see how to do auto sum. Okay, for that let me type some numbers. Okay, first select the numbers. After typing the number, select all the numbers. Now in home tab you are having auto sum. Okay, click it. You can see that the result has appeared. The result is 45, and in the here you can see that the formula that has been used, yeah, that is equal to sum. What is sum? Sum operation has been carried out from B2 to B10. Okay, sum operation has been carried out from B2 to B10. This is a simple way by which you can do auto sum operation. Okay, similarly it can be done in row also. Select the numbers, click auto sum. You can see that the result is 15. Now sum operation has been done from D2 to H2. Right. Next, how to clear this value? Okay, press Ctrl A. Now here you are having in the home tab on the right side. In your home tab on the right side, we are having various clear option: clear all, clear format, clear content. If you clear the content, but the formulas will be there. Okay, okay. It is advisable to press clear all, so that all the formulas, all the values are getting deleted. Okay, this is how to do auto sum in Excel. Okay, next we will see conditional formatting. For that, let me type some numbers. Okay, now I have typed some numbers. Select the numbers, then in home tab go to conditional formatting. Now press it. The first one is highlight cell rule. Okay, highlight cell rule. Press the greater than. Okay, here we are asking the Excel to highlight the cell which are having values greater than 5, which are having values greater than 5. If you are, you can change it to 4. Now press OK. Now you can see that now the Excel has highlighted the cell which are having values greater than 4. Now again select all the values, go to conditional formatting. Now highlight the cell, okay, which are having values less than 5. Now press OK. Now again OK. Now first let us clear it. Clear the format. The format is cleared. Now select the values, go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules less than. Okay, highlight the cells which are having less than 5. You can see that the cells are highlighted. Okay, the cells which are having a value less than 5 are highlighted. Now select the cell, go to clear and clear the format. Now again select the cell, go to the conditional formatting, and now let us see the next option. The next option is highlight the cell, okay, which are having values between 3 to 7 or 4 to 8. Okay, you can see that now Excel has highlighted the cells which are having values between 4 to 8. This is another conditional formatting which is available in your Excel. Again select all the numbers, clear format. Okay, again select all the numbers, go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. Okay, next one is equal to, highlight the cells which are having the number 7 or 4, right? Now all the cells which contains 4 will be highlighted. Okay, similarly you can do it for alphabet also. Now select all the cells, go to conditional formatting. Okay, highlight the cells which contain the text G. It contains the text G. You can see that the cells which contain the alphabets G are highlighted. It can be a single alphabet or a word. It can be a single alphabet or a word. Okay, anything, whatever you give in that column, that thing will be highlighted in your Excel sheet. So this is called as conditional formatting. Next, you are having, again in conditional formatting, you are having data bars. You can have various types of data bars which are all available in your conditional formatting, right? These are things which are related to your, and similarly you can have some icons. You can have icons for your through your conditional formatting. Through your conditional formatting. Now let me select Control A and clear all the data. Okay. Next we will see how to hide a row or column. Okay, how to hide a row or column. First let me select the column D. Do a right click. Okay, here we are having an option called as hide. Now you can see that that column is hidden. You don't have D. D is missing because you have hidden the column D. Now again go to that place, do a right click, unhide. You can see that this column has been unhide. And similarly it can be done for a row. Okay, select the row 11. For example, you can select any row. You can select any row, select row 11, do a right click, press hide. You can see that 11 is hidden. Again go to the location, do a right click, unhide. Now you can see that the row is hidden and unhidden. Okay, this is a way to hide and unhide a row or column. This is a way to hide or unhide a row or column. Okay. Next is how to freeze. Okay. For example, right. I am typing this number. Right. Okay. Yeah. Now you can see that when I go beyond a certain value, the first row is missing. Okay. And again in column row also, Okay, in both ways the first row and column is missing. Okay, which is uncomfortable during entering a data. Okay, now but this column and rows it can be freezed. In these rows and column it can be freezed. Okay, for doing that go to view. Okay, in view you are having freeze. Okay, go to view. In view you are having freeze. You are having two options, freeze top row. Okay, now the top row is frozen. You can see that you can all even if you go to the last line you can see the top line. You can see the top line, but the column is not freezed. Okay, you can see that when I go beyond a certain portion the column is hidden. Again that thing can be freezed. Okay, go to view, in freeze plane, freeze first column. Okay, now you can see that wherever you go the first row and column you can see both the first row and column. Okay, now this is a way to enable your freeze option in your Excel. This is the way to enable your freeze option in Excel. Next one is page break. Okay, next one is page break. Go to home and you can see that in Excel you are having n number of rows and columns. Okay, you don't know how this a single sheet is divided into page, right? You don't know how a single sheet is divided into page. To look into that, okay, go to page layout and click this option, break, insert page break. Now you can see that the whole sheet is divided into individual page. The whole sheet is divided into individual markers or page. Okay, now the content inside this black lines will come under a single page. The content inside the black line is representing your single page. Okay, this is how to set page breaks so that you can be clear on which page you are in or which page needs to be printed. Okay, which page needs to be printed. Okay, next one is orientation. It can be a landscape or portrait. Here it can be changed. The page orientation here it can be changed. Again the size of each page can be changed here, right? The size of the page can be changed here. This is called as page break. Okay, and page layout, this is called as page break and page layout. And you can move between various sheets. You can move between various sheet. In a single Excel you can have n number of sheets. In a single Excel you can have n number of sheets. Next we will see how to sort a data. How to sort a data. 1 2 3 4. For that let me type some numbers. Okay, here it is all are in order. Let me erase that one. Let me type some numbers which are out of sequence. Okay, now we need to sort the numbers. Okay, we need to sort the numbers. Sorting can be done in Excel. Go to home. Go to home. On the right side you are having sort. Okay, sort it from smallest to largest. Now you can see that numbers are arranged in sequence from smallest to largest. Again select the numbers. Go to sort. Sort from largest to small. You can see that the order has changed. Now the number is from higher number to lower number. This is called as sorting in Excel. This is called as sorting in Excel. Welcome friends. And now we will see how to define a range name for cell. Okay, we will see how to define range name for cell. For doing that, select the name, do a right click in your mouse, go to define names. Okay, here type as student's name. Student's name 2. Right? You can see that here you are having student's name 2. If you go here, okay, on the left hand side you are having a box. Using this drop down, go to student's name 2 means you can see that the text is automatically selected. This is the use of your range name, cell range names. Okay, and you can see that here you don't have any range for roll number. Now let us define. Okay, select the roll numbers, do right click, define name. Now change the name as roll number. Don't give any space. Okay. Now in this, under this drop down, you can see that a new range has been added. The new range is roll number. If you select that, here you can see that the roll number is selected. Similarly, it can be done for cat2 marks. Okay, select the box, right click, define name, cat2 marks. I am defining the cell range as cat2 marks. Right. Now I can change between the names easily. Okay, this is the use of cell range names. Okay, this is the use of cell range. Next we will see how to insert charts in Excel. To insert a chart in Excel, first select the data. Name and marks. Okay, select the data, name and marks. Go to insert, and if you are having various types of chart, right? Okay, it can be a 2D or 3D charts, right? And you can see that a chart has been created. Okay, it is very easy to create a chart in Excel, and here you can change the design. You can change the design colors. Okay. This is how you can create a chart in Excel. Okay, this is how to create a chart in Excel. Next we will see how to filter a data. Okay, filter. First place your cursor on the cell. Place your cursor on the cell. Don't select it. Place your cursor. Don't select it. Now go to filter. On home tab right side you are having filter. Select filter, and you can see that the filter has appeared. Now you can filter. You are having 5 data. Okay, filter means you can see single data, 2 data, 3 data, or 4 data, or 5 data. That is the use of filter. The data which is specified, that data alone will be displayed. That data alone will be displayed. This is called as filter. Okay, you can see that. Now if I select roll number 2 data alone is showcased. If I give all the data will be shown. Okay, the filter data alone will be displayed. This is the use of filter in Excel. This is the use of filter in Excel. Next one, let us see how to calculate data across worksheet. We'll see how to calculate data across worksheet. Okay, now let me make all the data visible. Okay, now sheet 1, in sheet 1 I am having roll numbers and cat1 marks. In sheet 2 I am having roll number and cat2 marks. Okay, in sheet 3 I need to calculate the internals. Okay, now you are having 3 sheets. That means when I need to add the data from sheet 1 and sheet 2, the result will be displayed in sheet 3. The result will be displayed in sheet 3. Okay, now we need to type the formula for internal. Okay, type equal to, go to sheet 1 and select, okay, the mark 1. Okay, here you can see that sheet 1 colon D4. Okay, here type it as sheet 1 colon D4 plus equal to, then sheet 1 colon D4 plus, what is the next data that to be added? Sheet 2 D4. Okay, sheet 2 D4. Now you can see that the formula is complete. Here there is a mistake. Okay, what is the formula? Sheet 1 D4 and then sheet 2 D4. Add the data from sheet 1 D4. What is D4? That is column and row. Okay, the first mark is located in D4. First mark is located in D4. The second mark is also located in D4. The only difference is sheet number 1 and sheet number 2. Okay, sheet number 1 D4 plus sheet number 2 D4. You can see that now it has calculated. Similarly, we will do it for the second name, equal to, go to sheet 1, select the cell. Okay, now what is the name of the cell? This is D5 in sheet 1. This is D5 in sheet 1. Okay, go to sheet 3, sheet number 1, here change it, sheet number 1 D5 plus Control C, Control V, sheet 2 D5, press enter. Okay, add the two datas from sheet 1 and sheet 2. The answer is 160. Okay, okay, now select this formula and if you drag it along the column, the same formula will be applied to all the marks. Okay, now what is the formula here? Add sheet 1 D4 plus sheet 2 D4. Here sheet 1 D5 plus sheet 2 D5. Here sheet 1 D6 plus sheet 2 D6. Here sheet 1 D7 plus sheet 2 D7. Here sheet 1 D8 plus sheet 2 D8. This is how you can perform calculation over a sheet. Okay, this is how you can perform calculation over data sheets. Okay, only thing is equal to sheet 1 row and column plus, or it can be minus, or it can be addition, or it can be multiplication. Then sheet 2, then row and column. Sorry, column and row. Sheet 1 or any sheet location, column, row plus sheet location, column and row. Now this is the formula we have used to calculate the data over sheets. Okay.